Hi guys, welcome to the channel. In this video I want to show you the full list of parts I used for my RX470, RX480 and RX580 mining rigs, cost to build, mega hashes mining Ethereum that I'm getting from them, return of investment, and also what I've done to the cards, have I modded them, what, and under voltage and all this information. So hopefully this video will be useful for you. And if you do have any comments guys, feel free to share it down below with me and everybody else. So let's look into the list. Now here is, first of all, here are the rigs. That is the 580 rig, the MSI Gaming X rig 6 GPUs, and this is they're pretty much similar. It's the RX470 and the RX480 using Sapphire Nitro, but of course one of them is the 470 cards and the other ones are the 480. All rigs, guys, I have with 8 GB memory. So let's look at the things. Now the first thing is the case. I built the case myself, guys, so it costed me about $6. The prices in here that you can see, they are in dollars, so it costed me about $6. Now the next thing is for the RX 470 mining rig, guys. I used the Be Quiet Dark Power Pro 10 1000 watts, and I'm going to show you each of those. Now I'm showing you pictures of the things I've used, and obviously you can go ahead and search them on the internet and see if you can find them, and you may find them for cheaper than what I bought them, or unfortunately you may find them for a bit more, because with the booming of mining at the moment and everything seems to be flying off the shelves, when you are able to find some parts, in most, a lot of times they are a bit more expensive than what I paid for them. So this is the PSU that I used, the Dark Power Pro 10 for the RX470, and this costed me about $200. Now the next thing is the 4 GB data premium DDR3 1600 MHz. Actually, let me run through all of them together. So the RX480 and the RX580, I used the same company, Be Quiet. However, I used the 1000 watts. So it was the Dark Power Pro 11 1200 watts. I'm very happy with them. I know a lot of people are using the ETHEREUM or some others, but those are the ones that I could find, and I went for them, and I gotta tell you, I'm quite happy with them. They're doing obviously the job. They are really quiet, and they are high end. This is the top of the line PSUs that this company produces. So I'm very happy so far with them. So for the RX480 and 580, this costed me $300, because obviously those are a bit more powerful. Next thing, I use across all rigs the same memory, the 4 GB data premium DDR3 1600 MHz. I bought 2 of them, so each of the rig has 8 GB. And here is, this is the memory I bought, that one here. So yeah, it is a bit cheaper than, let's say, Kingston, but it does the job. I'm happy with it. I don't mind. When it comes to mining with GPUs, the most important thing obviously is the GPUs, and it's not that important what sort of memory put there, as long as there is memory and it does the job. That's what's important. So this is the one, and for the memory it costed me $64 for each of the rigs. Now next thing is the SSD. I used Kingston UV400 SSD 120 GB across all rigs. Here is the one. This is the SSD I used. Again, very good. It does the job. Size wise is perfect, so I'm happy with it. And this costed me, guys, $65 each. As you can see, here is 66. Again, the prices I'm telling you is what I bought them and not what you can find them now. You obviously, when you're looking out for these things, if you want to buy the same parts, you may find them cheaper or a bit more expensive. Next thing, moving on, was the processor. I use Intel Celeron G1840 2.8 GHz. Again, the same for all rigs. And here is the processor I used. I bought it a bit cheaper than the price we've just seen. I spent $38 to buy the processor. Next thing is the motherboard. I bought ASRock H81 Pro BTC revision 2.0. Very hard to find. If you can find it, even myself, I bought a premium in terms of the price. this motherboard is not more made, so therefore if you're finding it, most likely there are people selling in a premium price trying to make some bucks out of it. Plenty other motherboards that you can use at the moment, guys. But this is obviously the one I used, and I used it across all the rigs again. For the first two rigs I spent $186 to buy the motherboard, which again is quite expensive. And for the last one I paid $167. I managed to find it slightly cheaper. One thing I tell you guys is that when I was building the rig, I knew I wanted to make obviously money in mine Ethereum, so therefore for me it wasn't worth it, let's say, to wait for a week or 2 weeks to find something cheaper in terms of the motherboard, or even for all the parts. I said, you know what, this is how much I have to pay. Fair enough, let me get started so I can start earning money immediately, because if you waste a week, guys, we're gonna look at in a moment the return on investment. You see it's not worth it for $20, $30, $40 just to keep looking for something cheaper. Of course, I'm not saying you should pay crazy amount of money, but if it's if it's reasonable, and you do want to build it, just go ahead and buy and start mining immediately, rather than starting after a week or 2 weeks or whatever, just so you can find something cheaper or on a sale or something like that. Next thing, guys, again across all rigs, this is the razors I used. Most people, that's what they use when they're building obviously rigs. Very happy with them so far. They've been doing well. None of them has failed me, so it seems okay. I've used a version 006. Obviously I need 6 of them, and it costed me $45 for all 6. And finally, guys, the most important thing, of course, are the graphic cards. First one I used was this one, Sapphire Nitro Plus Radeon RX470 8GB. None of my graphic cards OC overclocked, stocked out of the box, so I wanted to buy them like this. I know some people buy the overclocks, whichever way you want to go. I personally didn't want the overclock one, so this is the one. And for the first rig, the RX470, this costed me for all 6 cards $1,610. So if we divide this by 6, it's not too bad. Especially now, you pretty much you can't find those cards anymore. So as you can see, it cost me about $270 each. Again, I was happy to pay this so I can start mining pretty much immediately. So total cost for the first rig, guys, $2,208, which is not bad to build your own rig. I know some other people are building rigs for orders, and they're charging up to about $3,000, $3,500 pretty much for the same thing. Even in some cases they will give 4 GB instead of the 8 GB RAM. So this is the first rig, $2,208. Very happy with it, so that's alright. Next rig, I use the same company, Sapphire Nitro Plus Radeon, but the RX480 8GB. Again, not overclocked. And it costed me for all 6 $1,815, which was a bit more expensive, but again pretty reasonable, at least I think so. And if I divide this by 6, as you can see, it costed me about $300 per card. Again, I was happy to pay the price, and total cost $2,513. So you can clearly see, guys, if you do build your own rig, and it's not hard actually to build your own rig, guys. Nowadays there's so many articles and videos that you can watch, or you can ask people like myself to help you out. And actually it's not too hard to build your own rig. I never knew how to build a rig before until I started, and as you can see I have done 3 on my own, so I'm happy with it. So 2,513, not bad, considering if you go and buy it you may be spending up to 3,500 and maybe even more, I don't know, to buy this rig ready for you. And the next one was the MSI Gaming X RX580 8GB one. Again, 6 GPU. Those are the ones I've used, and the total cost for all cards was $1,920. Again, slightly more expensive. Obviously they just got released, they were a bit more expensive, but then again they've been mining for a while now, and they've I have earned quite a good amount of money. So it cost me about $320 to buy each one of those GPUs. So total cost for the RX580 8GB rig, $2,605. Now again, guys, you may be able to find those cheaper, so it could cost you even less than that, or it may be slightly more expensive. But do the calculation. I'll show you how it may be worth it just to get them and get it going rather than waiting. Right, so 2208 for the first one, RX470, 2513 for the RX480, and for the RX580, $2,605. Now you may have to buy some small parts like internet cable and things like that. I didn't want to put it in the price because obviously this is building the rig, everything else is kind of extra. So if you do want some of those, you know, just you can add them to your final cost. Right, so let's look at now the mega hashes I'm getting from each of those rigs. Mining Ethereum before BIOS mod, before any modification. Pretty much all the cards, guys, out of the box, they were getting about 24 point something mega hashes. I've put 24. You know, I don't want to give the point whatever. But yeah, pretty much they all was given the same 24, 24, 24. And a total for all 6 cards was about 144 mega hashes, which actually wasn't bad at all. After a BIOS modding, guys, from the first rig, the RX470, I managed to clock it up to 28 mega hashes, giving me a total of 168 mega hashes. For the Sapphire Nitro RX480, I managed to do that and get about 30 mega hashes each, so close to 180 mega hashes. And for the RX580, I got the same results, 30 mega hashes each, 180 mega hashes close. Right, now I have slightly reduced the memory clocks and the GPU clock, so they are a bit more stable. I'm obviously still testing them just to make sure, because some of them hang. I did make a video about this. If they hang, what you can do to fix the problem and all that. You can go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, currently this is what currently I'm getting. You know, close to 160 on the first one total. On those ones I'm getting close to 172, and same in here, so not too bad, guys. I'm quite happy with it. And the watts it is on the first one, the RX470, 960 watts. The Sapphire Nitro RX480 somehow is giving me the best one so far, 920 watts, and the RX580 is giving me 980 watts. You can obviously see the numbers of the screen. Now I know I can work on those and probably reduce it further, and I will do that you know, as I go along. However, you know, I'm a bit busy. Obviously, I'm making those videos for you guys, as well as I'm, you know, looking and, you know, just learning along the way. So at the moment I'm happy with the results. And if any of you actually want to give me some input and maybe tell me if I can do something, and maybe I can get, you know, other results, feel free to comment it down below, so again we can all learn from each other. Next thing, guys, is right, so the GPU clock at the moment on the RX470 I've got on the cards at 1150. That's after a BIOS mode. Memory clock I have a 2070, and the GPU voltage minus 96. This seems to be running stable for me. I have one issue with one of the GPUs. For some reason keeps hanging. Again, I haven't had the time to look into it. I will. I've tried. It worked for a moment, then it dropped again. So I've returned now the, you know, I've returned the original BIOS on one of the GPUs only, on the RX470, and I have it currently at standard at GPU clock 1206, memory clock at 2000, and GPU voltage is at 0. BIOS is not modded on one of the cards only. Now moving on to the RX480. I've got the GPU clock at 1150, memory clock at 2100, the GPU voltage at minus 96, and the power limit minus 10%. Seems to be stable, doing the job, and as I said, 920 watts. It's okay. And the final one, RX580, guys, I'm getting a GPU clock at 1100. That's what I've obviously put in on all the cards. Memory clock at 2100. GPU voltage again as minus 96, and the power limit minus 10%. And I'll quickly show you where I do that, because I know a lot of you, I'm obviously saying these numbers, but you may not be aware. So I'm using the Sapphire Tricks program. Very easy to use. And here it is, guys. So this is the 580 rig, as you see here. So it's 1100 watts. The GPU clock, well, not the watts, but so it's a GPU clock 1100. Memory clock is 2100. The voltage is minus 96, and as you can see, the power limit minus 10. And this is across all the cards, the same for all 6. Here it is. So you can go through all the 6 in here and see the numbers when you're doing the changes yourself. Again, I can possibly play around with the numbers a bit more, change them a bit, and probably get better results, especially with the watts. If I can reduce them a bit more, that would be great. So obviously less cost to running the rig. So here it is. This is the program I'm using. I have made a video how to flash the cards. I'll link it down in the description if you are unaware of how to do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the cost to build. This is the numbers I'm getting currently from them. And yeah, seems to be doing well. Let me now show you guys the return of investment on all three quickly, so you can see pretty much what I'm getting out of those cards, because I'm sure that is, you know, what a lot of you are interested as well, to know how much you could be making out of those rigs. Now, obviously the power that I'm listing in here, guys, if let's say you do want to do cloud mining, like let's say like Genesis mining, you pretty much do the same thing. You put the power now as I show you, but you will take the power cost, the electricity cost out, and you'll find out the results if you want to match it. So the first rig, guys, as I mentioned, I'm getting about 162 now. This is what I managed to get it up to, 168, but at the moment I'm getting about 162. You know what, I'm going to put 160 to be even. So the power cost, as I said, was what was it, 960, sorry, the watts. So, and the electricity cost for me is 12 cents. For you could be different. You gotta do obviously the maths for yourself. And to build $2,208. So let's call it an even 2,000 what was that? 2,210. So there's the numbers for the first one. Let me put now the numbers for the second one. Again, this is a 6 GPU rigs, guys. So I'm getting now on those ones about 172 after I reduced a bit. 920 watts, did I say? Yeah. So 920. If I missed something, guys, in the video, you know, please excuse me. Feel free to share with everybody else and myself down below. I'm trying my best to remember everything that I want to talk to you about, cover everything that I can. You know, let's call it an even $2,515. So that is the RX480, and finally the RX580 rig. So Ethereum mining. Now obviously I'm doing the Ethereum mining calculation for you, but you can use this calculator to do calculation for other coins if you want to mine something else. So 980 watts, and I'm getting pretty much the same thing, about 172 mega hashes. I'm going to put 170 just to, you know, to recall. And as I said, 980 watts at 0.12, and the cost to build was $2,605. $2,605. Right, let me go back in here just to make sure I've done this correct. Let me put this as well at 170 just to be. Yeah, that's it, guys. So let's look quickly each one of those. So calculate. Now, of course, the numbers we're going to see here, guys, they do vary because of the price, the difficulty, but I can show you what I'm currently getting out of those rigs. So the first thing is going to take me 78 days to break even, which is incredible. That means the price of Ethereum is rising. Wow, close to 300, guys. I did say it's going to happen. A lot of people doubted. They said, you know what, cloud mining rigs is not worth it. Just buy the... No. It is worth to mine, guys. There's a reason why there's a shortage currently out there for those parts, you know, because everything is sold out. A lot of people are building rigs because obviously the return on investment are incredible. The same thing, guys, applies if you go with Genesis mining. Of course, you don't have a mining rig. You don't have to do builds and all this, but you can start earning pretty much immediately. And I have made a video yesterday, I'll link it as well, showing you guys this return on investment, because really are incredible. As you can see, $300. I did predict 500 by the end of the year. Some of you said even 1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. So going back here, first rig. So look at those results, guys. 78 days to break even. Again, this will change. It may go up or down a bit, but pretty much you get the picture. So daily, $28, guys. This is an incredible returns. Weekly, $197 just for one rig. Monthly, $846. That's pure profit, guys, after electricity cost. and annually looking at $10,000, which is incredible. So yeah, very good results for the first one. Second one, guys, I hit the calculate. I'm looking to make break even in 83 days. Daily $30, so a bit more obviously because of the mega hashes. Weekly $211, guys. Monthly 907, and annually $11,000, which is incredible. And the final rig, pretty much the same thing, guys. Obviously the watts is a bit higher, so it's slightly less, but 86 days in comparison to the 83, not too bad. 3 days, I'm happy with that. And again, daily $30, weekly 210, monthly 900, and annually close to 11,000, guys. This is, you know, $30,000, guys, just from 3 rigs. Or if you go with Genesis Mining, you can achieve that by having, obviously with them, I said 100, so 500 mega hashes, guys. This is, you know, I've made a video about this as well. 500 mega hashes, and you can see you can be making $30,000 per year, guys, which is incredible. This is life-changing numbers, guys. You know, the investment we put in those things, it's obviously it's a bit high at the beginning, but you can clearly see you're making some great returns. And if you can also hold the coins, because this is numbers for the coins now, if those coins does reach to the Ethereum does reach to 500 or 1,000, you have kept what you mined, you do the math yourself, guys. It is unbelievable. I mean, 40 coins per year, if you times it by 1,000, that could be, instead of 10,000, could be 40,000, guys, per 170 mega hashes. And that doesn't matter if is it a rig or is it a cloud mining company. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope this video was interesting. Hopefully you also learned some information out of it. I managed to cover everything for you. If I have missed something, please excuse me. Obviously, I tried my best to show you everything. And yeah, if you do have any questions or you wanna comment and give me some obviously feedback, and maybe I learned something as well, feel free to do that in the comment section below, or you can email me on my email, which you can find in the description section. So there you have it, guys. It is very profitable currently to be mining, and I'm very happy that I got involved with. It is really a life-changing thing, you know, that we could be doing that either from our house or whatever by building your own rig, or we could be doing that with a cloud mining company like Genesis Mining, and with them we obviously don't even have to build rigs. We don't have to look for parts and all that. We can just buy the what's it called, buy the contract, and they will be mining away for us, guys. So definitely great times to be involved with mining in Ethereum. One last thing, obviously, I want to say, because a lot of people will probably question it or probably mention it. Yes, we all know possibly Ethereum will switch to POS at some time. We don't know when, but you know what? By the time it switched, we may have made our money back and some profits out of it. And if the switch does happen, we can easily switch to Ethereum Classic, Zcash, Monero, Pascal, and many other altcoins, guys. There's so many coins out there that currently you can be mining with those rigs. You can, or with Genesis Mining. Thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, hope you enjoy this one. If you do enjoy my channel, feel free to subscribe and share. And also, if you decide to go, or if you are already with Genesis Mining and think of upgrading your contract, feel free to use my 3% discount code. You'll find it in the description or in the comment section. Yeah, so thank you for all the help, guys. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.